everybody, this is Meisterbloo back with the Higurashi when they cry. I'm reading the top. Higurashi no Nakakoro ni Chapter 2, Watanagashi. Let's see, is there anything on her face? Eep! A shiver crept up my spine. That Mion, cornering herself like that. She was pulling out the demon lurking within her! Fine with me. Damn it, my knees are shaking like crazy. Before I realized it, the store had filled up with even more people. However, the looks in their eyes weren't confrontational. They were looks of expectation and curiosity. They were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur, and who was going to win. You couldn't ask for a better stage than this. This is getting interesting.
Keiichi-kun! Let's do our best, okay? Do our best!
Rena was already fully charged. Mortal laws and common sense held no power before the might of Rena and her Kyute mode. I definitely didn't want to fight her, if possible. Rika-chan, do your best. We're all cheering you on. Okay. Ah! My headset fell off. Oh no! Okay, I'm back.
I'll do my best.
Rika-chan, who was exuding way too much charm no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika-chan's creed, but for her to be blatantly laying out her machinations like this, something was definitely strange. Like Rena, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight if I could help it.
Of course! The one you don't want to fight the most is Mion!
I've been lucky to even leave alive more than a few times at the end of club activities, but I don't think there's a day that it even came close to being this dangerous.
Mion-sen seems to have developed quite the grudge after losing that poker match a few days back, you know.
It seems that way. In other words, today is just an elaborate stage for her revenge. Almost as though she were psychic, Mion turned towards us. Her eyes silently conveyed a message. You guys just figured that out now? It wasn't just Mion. Both Rena-chan and Rika-chan, I said Chan, were more oh god. I really need to get my glasses fixed. They have huge scratches on them, and more pumped up than they'd ever been. Yeah, one's gonna pop up today. Without a doubt, there will be casualties.
It seems that somehow Keiichi-san and I are the only ones left. What do you think? Should we not have our match during the opening round?
Might as well. I need to warm up before I can really kick it into gear. Uh-oh. The music's gone. Oh god, no. Not that noise. My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a bolt of lightning, and like a pillar of ice was being jammed into it, began to freeze. I could almost see the flames backlighting Satoko with their intensity. Even then, while Satoko was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask.
Heh! You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round!
Oh, that's him. You can't hide that murderous intent.
Oh, that's too bad. You're being uncharacteristically cautious today, Keiichi-san.
Without a doubt, it was a trap. She is not a trap! I don't know what she had up her sleeve, but if I fought with Satoko during the opening round, my loss would be more certain than if I went against Mion. A pitch-black miasma, God, I've never been able to say that word right. Is it miasma? Let me know in the comments. Permeated the inside of the store. Did they all want to win that 50,000 yen prize that much? I would! No, that's not right. The only ones competing for the prize money were the casual participants. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on a normal Sunday. It didn't matter when it was or where it was or who our opponents were. In our club, the goal was always the very top of the mountain. An intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burn inside me. The fuse had been lit on this unprecedentedly intense club battle. It was then that the owner of the store told Mion in a Oh my god. Lackadaisical. Lackadaisical? I have no idea what that word is. Voiced, it was about time to begin.
Is everybody ready? Listen close now.
Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner, and explained the rules of today's tournament. You're only playing to win. There is no second or third place. That's the same rule as our club. There were 15 people participating. We were about to split into 5 groups via a draw, and each group would have 1 winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next in order to compete in the final.
Now, as for how each group will compete, each table can decide to play whatever they want. As long as the game is here and in the shop, anything goes.
Already in club mode DEFCON 1, I didn't let the small gap in the rules go unnoticed. Mion, can I ask a question? Won't everybody push to play a game they're good at and not be able to agree on which one?
Huh, that's right. If we can't decide, we can't start.
The spectators also nodded along. It was only natural. There wasn't anyone who could simply cede to their opponent's suggestion.
I'd prefer if you were all good sports and managed to come up to a decision on your own, but if it comes to a stalemate, should we have the store owners...
I can't speak tonight!
Should we have the store owners...
No, store's owner decide for you? It was an event at a toy store after all. You'd expect the owner to referee. After that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with the rule that any losing participants would have to buy the game they lost at. A rather nice proposition for the store. First, we used a draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up in single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust something real quick. Yeah. There we go. Lifted my mic so I'm not hunched over. Hunching over doesn't really do me that good when I'm trying to read voices and stuff. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against... that was a bad read. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush them. At that moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye.
Of course, I'm sure you already know, the club members will have a separate penalty game than the casual participants.
I thought as much. What's the gist of it?
The winner gets to give the loser
losers. Ah.
The winner gets to give the losers 1 order each.
Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion. Was she really planning on parading me around Hinamizawa in cat ears and a banana hammock with a tail attached or something? I mean, she didn't say any of that. I mean, you just thought of that on your own. The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to let me off that easily. On top of that, this time, it wasn't just the person who finished last who'd have to submit to the penalty game.
The losers get 1 order each. In other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game. That'd be the case.
Oh, that was him. What if there are no winners? Like, if all the club members drop out midway through?
Kei-chan, are you all right in the head?
What? The look in Mion's eye became that of a lion baring its fangs.
How exactly are the elite members of our club going to lose to some mewling newborns? Kei-chan, don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round.
Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would become. You just wait and see. I won't just sit here and be bullied by you, Mion. I'll show you.
We shall meet in the finals!
Yeah!
We'll be right back.